Hello friends, this is Mrs. Walter. I am here today to read you a special story called The Night Before St. Patrick's Day. I figured this would be a good book to read because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day and we've been talking a lot about St. Patrick's Day traditions and vocabulary. So let's get started. The Night Before St. Patrick's Day by Amy Woomer. And you will see that we have several of our symbols that we've been talking about. I see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I see some clover, which we also said are called, do you remember? Shamrocks. And I see a wee little man hiding in the tree. Do you remember what that's called? A leprechaun. Very good. All right, so let's read. 'Twas the night before St. Patrick's Day. Here's our title page. Oh, looks like somebody set up a leprechaun trap. Wonder if it'll work. We shall see. Ooh, these kids are looking into their leprechaun trap. By Natasha Wing and illustrated by Amy Woomer. Oh, I see a calendar. It looks very similar to the calendar we used during our calendar lessons. 'Twas the night before St. Patrick's, the day to wear green. See a little shamrock? Not a creature was stirring except Tim and Maureen. I see another little creature stirring. They decked out the den from ceiling to floor with streamers and rainbows and shamrocks galore. Wow. Reminds me of our classroom. Remember we hung up all of the shamrock decorations? All that nice green. Later they carefully made traps with gold charms and rings. I bet we catch a leprechaun, they love shiny things. For if they caught one, so the legend told, they'd find where he buried his big pot of gold. Looks like they've got some string set up around a golden ring. Seems like a good strategy to me. They set all the traps round the room with great care in hopes a wee Irishman soon would be theirs. These look like very fancy traps. See how they're trying to get him to go there, the end of the rainbow with the golden coins. They repurposed a tissue box. This might be a tin can with stairs he might fall in. Very clever. The children then nestled all snug in their beds while visions of golden coins danced in their heads. The dog, what is he dreaming of at the end of a rainbow? That's right, a nice little dog treat, little bone. Happy St. Patty's, said Dad early the next morning. Then he started to play bagpipes without any warning. Remember we talked about how bagpipes are a traditional Irish instrument that are often heard during St. Patrick's Day parades. He huffed and he puffed an old Irish song. Mom dished out green eggs and sang loudly along. Looks like their dog is singing too. How festive. Many times we've talked about how people try to eat green food on St. Patrick's Day. Remember what else we said was traditional for St. Patrick's Day food? Corned beef and cabbage. And we also talked about sweet Irish soda bread. Ooh, look over here. Someone's watching. I see the leprechaun. When from their bedroom there arose such a clatter, the kids ran down the hallway to see what was the matter. And what to their wondering eyes should appear? Were they going to see him? Oh, but a terrible mess. A leprechaun was here. Oh, man. He really messed up their bedroom. Remember last year when the leprechaun came and really messed up our classroom? This is giving me chills, reminding me of that mess we all had to work together to clean up. Be quiet, whispered Maureen. He's hiding somewhere. When we find him, remember, we must hold his stare. For if you look away, if you so much as blink, leprechauns vanish quick as a wink. The kids trailed muddy footprints back and forth across the floor, which led them under Tim's bed. and past the closet door. And then inside a trap, they heard someone giggling. A real live leprechaun. They both saw him wriggling. It worked. Sounds like it worked. His eyes, how they twinkled, his body so tiny, his hand clasped a trinket so golden and shiny. He was dressed all in green from his head to his toes, and he looked like a cobbler wearing fairy-sized clothes. Remember we talked about how a cobbler means a shoemaker. Traditionally, people believe that leprechauns make shoes for the fairies. The children approached him, staring straight in his eyes. "Tell us where the gold is. Don't be tricky. No lies." "I buried it under a rock smooth and hard. It's marked with an X right in your backyard." Do you think he's telling them the truth? But when the kids went outside with their shovel and pick, they instantly saw it had been a big trick. Look, do you see what the leprechaun did? Let's go back. Remember, what did he tell the kids? "It's buried under a rock, smooth and hard, marked with an X in your backyard." And that tricky little leprechaun made an X on all the rocks in their backyard. Oh my goodness, what a sneaky little leprechaun. "Ha ha, I fooled you. It's time to disappear. Happy St. Patty's Day to you, and better luck next year." And there he goes, sliding away on a rainbow. But look, I think this is pretty fantastic. The kids and their parents got to see that sneaky leprechaun. Woohoo, not too shabby. Well, I hope you guys liked that book. 'Twas the night before St. Patrick's Day, and I will come back to you tomorrow with a new story for us to read, okay? Hope everything's going well, guys. I miss you. Bye.